Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and welcome to Boots on the Ground for today. If you have anything you can offer, please send it to Southern Prepper 1, the number 1, southernprepper1 at yahoo.com. Thank you for everyone that has sent something in. It's very appreciative and it's helping people. I'm getting thank yous. And people say, hey, thank the viewers or thank the people that send stuff in. So thank you very much. Let's get right into it. A positive reminder that milk, when it's gone sour, can be used to make yogurt, sour cream, cottage cheese, all kinds of other things. So yes, look it up. Make sure you know what you can do with that soured milk so you can use it. They said a lot of things are on YouTube about it, so just spend some more time on YouTube doing a positive thing, not doom and gloom, but hey, using something. This person was talking to a deli person at the Save Mart. While we're talking, she mentioned she was a senior who had to go back to work because her retirement just would not pay the bills. She wanted to say it was easy for her to get a job because so many young people refused to work. At that moment, her middle-aged boss came over and put in her 2 cents, verifying that older people work harder than younger ones. She went up to ring up my turkey that I was buying. It rang up $140. I think it was just regular turkey lunch meat. I began to freak out. She assured me it was a system error because the cost was changing so much every day that sometimes the system was wrong. She rang it up again and it brought it back down to $4.23. She also told me that roast beef, sliced roast beef, was $12 a pound. That's the highest price in my life. Good quality meat is getting very, very expensive, and the quality is going down. I think they're selling stuff that normally they would not have sold in the past, or they're not, chopping off more of the fats. This person said Houston and surrounding areas, white vinegar almost all gone in a lot of places. So if you're needing some vinegar, especially for the holidays, stock it up. This is from the Costco business in Texas, Stafford. There was empty upper shelves, but I don't always know how to interpret. Empty shelves can be room open up for upcoming deliveries. I look at what should be common inventory. Dry beans are almost gone. There should be most of one side of an aisle packed, and there should be different varieties stacked on the upper shelf. And they sent some pictures. And there was no other bags at the end caps. So definitely their experience of bean shortage there. Some good news and some bad news. Went to the grocery store with Ma, and the other day, good news, it was really well stocked and the produce was plentiful, and they had baby formula and there was good selection of pasta. Bad news, prices are outrageous. A gallon of milk for store brand is $6 a gallon. Eggs, $5.15 a dozen. Ribeye steak, $16 a pound. Ma takes care of my 96-year-old granny. Both are on fixed incomes. I take care of anything else that breaks down or needs to be repaired. I've been in the construction since I was 13 and have piles of material, so shortages isn't a problem till now. I work for people that have limited income and have always used my extra so I can give them a better price. Now it's hard because of my family needs. I still do, in certain cases, help people out. It breaks my heart I can't help out more people. There comes a point where you have to say, I can't. My greatest sadness is not going to return to I can. This is crazy. I'm getting 50% inflation for the year now on 2 staples we use daily. Walmart Great Value butter, now $4.48, was $2.98, a 50% increase. Likewise for silk soy milk. Now it's $3.86. It was $2.58, so another 50% increase for a year. Are the other items going to jump more as well? How are people supposed to live? I get a sinking feeling seeing these increased prices on just 2 items. I would be completely unsurprised by the unrest at this point. This person said, went into work today. Owner and top executive company met us and said how good things are going, how it's going to be a big year, and next year things will be even bigger. I thought I was at a Biden rally. Everyone is so out of touch. At the same time, we're doing orders over 3 weeks out. Some days, no work. I asked a few people if they know anything about a diesel shortage, and they had no idea about what's going on with the diesel, be it real or be it a fabricated problem. I like it's like when a hurricane comes and a lot of people just sit there and then realize it's too late to do anything. I work at the Home Depot in central Minnesota. I got a job there since I can't work as a nurse due to not having one of these. Most of the employees there are in their 60s. I would say about 70%. I mentioned to another employee that Home Depot would be a world of hurt if they didn't use old folks. For the most part, particular Home Depot treats their employees very well and is very accommodating in regards to scheduling, etc. Most of us working there work there, but they're also collecting a pension or Social Security because they need the extra money. One thing is very interesting, there's no lack of spending. People are doing lots of remodeling projects. Our kitchen designer has been very busy. I personally have sold over $250,000 in appliances in a span of 3 months. In Georgia, we renew our PE license. I don't know what PE license is, but it's a license that is required because it's required to every other year you have to renew it for $110. Now we have to renew it yearly for the same $110. So there you go, 100% increase in fees. Expect more increases from government. About 7 months ago, I bought several pounds of butter and I put them in the freezer. At Aldi's, it was $1.89 a pound. Today, it is $3.63 a pound for the same butter. And at Walmart, the great value is $4.48 for a pound of butter. And Land O'Lakes is $5.48 a pound. This person said, wanted to give an answer to the viewer's question about correctional facilities inmates. I have worked in corrections for over 20 years. Most facilities have a complete emergency power backup system, generator, etc. that will immediately kick in and run necessary functions in the building. This will run for quite a long time. There's always lots of extra food in the pantries of these places as population can change daily. Inmates could not be released unless there's a direct order from the court. Honesty, in a true SHTF situation, the biggest problem with the correctional facility is staff showing up to run the facility. We, along with many other correctional facilities, are extremely short-staffed currently. It's a hard job and a thankless one. Correction officers are dealing with the same dangerous criminals cops do. Just the cops have a lot more people usually when they deal with them. And the police officers are armed. We are not armed. So when you thank your firefighters, police officers, etc., don't forget your correctional facility workers too. They provide a vital function to society. And most people don't want to do it. I truly would not like to be a correctional officer. Locked in there with criminals, with no weapon, very short staff, a lot of responsibility, not for me. So yes, probably the one group of people that work out there every day is correctional officers that we don't really get to see, but are probably one of the harder jobs out there, and they're doing a good job. I appreciate you. If you are a correctional officer, you are definitely my hero of the day for sure. This is from North Central Georgia. This is a tire store, a chain tire store. Both my husband and my adult son went to the local store. Tire store for a tire rotation Wednesday. My son was told that the tire rotation machine was out of order. Thursday, the machine was fixed, but my husband was told that he would have to wait for 5 hours because they only had one worker. Friday, the same issue with only one person working. At this point, not sure when we'll be able to get the vehicles in for maintenance. Also, they said the animal shelter. My oldest son went to drop off a cat we caught to be neutered. When we got there, we found out the shelter was overloaded with kittens and cats. I'm talking about hundreds of kittens and more being brought in. I talked to a volunteer. We were told that they were overloaded with animals to be fixed and could not give us an appointment until Monday. There was also out of the angel food money that they received to feed all of the animals. This is a smaller shelter that services 2 rural counties. So, a lot of shelters are feeling the pinch. So if you've got a little extra money, buy some dog food, cat food, whatever you could do, or go down there for a few hours and just help them. Gasoline prices. In their area, there's a wide range of prices. And it's really, they say about a 50 cents a gallon difference within a few miles. The stores that are very cheap on the fuel, there's long lines getting it. Housing collapse. I also want to talk about that. I'm sure we have all heard about the supposed housing collapse. This is not happening, and at least in the Atlanta metro area. I was in the metro Atlanta county yesterday, where I used to live. They're building more and more huge subdivisions of both large homes and townhouses. Older homes being sold as is are being purchased by realty companies, reconditioned, and placed back on the market at even a higher price. While some of the more overinflated prices of these homes are dropping, the prices for most are staying about the same. So looks like the Atlanta metro area is not feeling it, but I think they will very soon with these interest rates climbing. This person says, my wife works at the Dollar General. I'll just say in the Deep South. She was changing price stickers on the shelves the other day, and they included all the pictures of the new one and the old one side by side as she was going to put them up there. So that was sort of cool. A lot of price changes. And they said things are getting more expensive, and these are needed items that people use all the time, and some of them were going up $1.50 each. They also mentioned people are doing a lot more theft, stealing stuff, or they're opening up packages of food and doing what she calls grazing. So I guess they're eating it and then just leaving the wrappers back. They also said that their kid's favorite dish purchase at Walmart went from $12 to $17 in a span of 3 months. So that's a $5 increase. That's a huge jump. This person is right outside Montreal, Canada. Prices, like everywhere else, have risen sharply. I went to IGA, and a pound of the lean ground beef is now $10. That is a 35% increase from the same time last year. Western Canada, British Columbia, and Alberta are starting to feel the sting of the diesel shortage. I don't know if that's just increased cost. Also, he included a major financial media published article. I will include the link for you, and basically it says this: a major hedge fund just warned that hyperinflation could lead to a global societal collapse, and it blames the central bank. I'll put that in there. You could read that article. We do not want to see hyperinflation. This person lives in Georgia, and the local Kroger store near me has a lot of people from corporate there. A lady from the corporate spoke to me and asked if I was finding everything I needed. And I asked her what was going on with the Big K soda pop and not being in stock. And she said the factories are having issues with getting CO2, and we're working on getting the issue resolved and also working on issues with deliveries to that location. That is why the shelves were low throughout the store. Also, a customer was walking out, and an alarm went off, and her buggy locked up until someone came over and checked on it and see what items set the alarm off. So, those buggies are showing up more and more. You take them too far, or you remove something from the store, the wheels lock up, trying to do whatever they can do to stop the huge amount of theft. This person says, if you buy beans or flour or any other type of dry product, put it in the freezer for 3 days and it will kill the bugs. Place your product in jars or heavy plastic zip bags or vacuum type containers. This will keep other bugs out of your product. This person is in Central Kentucky. My daughter was prescribed amoxicillin for a sinus infection. I called 12 pharmacies in my town and no one had anything. My little guy a couple days ago was put on amoxicillin for a very bad ear infection. They were able to find a dose, and I'm talking like a few day dose. She is going back, my daughter-in-law is going back today. Another pharmacy, or maybe the same pharmacy, said they'll give her a couple more days. So we will still be a few days short of a full dose of amoxicillin. It will take a minimum of 3 trips to the drugstore. Another family member told me that they were getting medication, and there was one pharmacy that has 12 customers on a list, and they're actually, when you go in for that medicine, they're giving you just a few pills so they can make that small bottle last until they get another small bottle. That is insanity. We are turning into a third world country. We can't provide baby formula for months and months and months on end. We can't provide prescription medication for people. It's unbelievable what we have turned into. 5 years ago, if you told me what was going to be happening today, I would not believe you, and I would say you're lying. It can't happen in the United States. Simple amoxicillin is taking forever to get. So, let's talk about the diesel shortage. This person says the diesel shortage is a made-up crisis. See how it works in very basic terms. Is a process of turning turning oil into fuel. The diesel must come off the process first in order to get to the products that make the gasoline. So where is the diesel going if there's a shortage? Who knows? She said a co-worker who talks to everyone heard that they want to take the oil and gas industry and shut it down. So I'm still researching this. I'm talking to so many people, contacting them, talking about them. Hope maybe tomorrow I'll come out with what I think is going on with the diesel shortage. This person said GM has a tremendous problem with backordered parts. People are waiting weeks to several months for parts to repair passenger cars and light-duty trucks. And these are gasoline and they're diesel powered. It's really a huge problem, especially if you're a contractor and you have a vehicle in the shop and that's a work vehicle and you can't get it out of the shop. You're not going and making service calls. You're not making money. They also said the price for used parts have skyrocketed over the last few months. So hopefully they can get this in order. You've probably all been looking at the South Korea and North Korea problem. North Korea is flexing their muscles. An article said the U.S. and South Korea has extended their large-scale aerial games in response to North Korea's unprecedented number of missiles. They have fired, I think, 27 missiles. So the U.S. and South Korea are extending their war games. It's a powder keg. Hopefully they can definitely cool the rhetoric over there, because anything could set that off into a conflict. This person says, I live in southern New Mexico. Today when I arrived at my Walmart, the parking lot was full of cops. So they asked someone that was standing there, and basically two cars were going to pull into the same parking spot, and one of the cars pulled in. The other person was upset. They got out of their car and slashed the vehicle tires of the person that took their spot. And this was all over a spot closer to the door. The gentleman I was talking to said the same thing happened in El Paso just last week. The same thing. So he says people are really stressed out these days. Be careful out there. Don't argue over a spot. A parking spot is not worth your life. It's not worth having your vehicle damaged. You might be in the right. Turn the other cheek. Let them take the spot. Find another spot. It is not going to be worth all the hassles. This person lives in the southeast Ohio and use propane for cooking and hot water. We have a 500-gallon tank. I checked it the other day and it was 50% full. I was surprised this morning when the propane delivery truck backed into my driveway and the tank has a monitor that sends a signal to the supplier when levels at 20%. I asked the driver why he was there. I still have propane. He said that to me, the owner of the company told the driver to get as much gas out to as many customers as possible before the diesel is gone. He said the supply of propane is good for now, but a drastic price increase would happen soon, and they're seeing a diesel shortage as real and serious. I'm getting information from both sides on the diesel shortage. Is it real? Is it fabricated? The jury's still out on that one, but I guess we're going to find out very quickly what it is. This person says, I'm a nurse in the telehealth, and I work from home. I'm licensed in multiple states, so I get calls across the U.S., and a lot of people are angry about their ER wait and care, more like their lack of care. So this is definitely a problem. They're also seeing a shortage on antibiotics, blood pressure medicine, and certain meds for ADHD. So there's a lot of people calling. Their calls have increased. She also says in her area the homelessness has risen in their East Tennessee town. We rarely saw a panhandler unless we went to Knoxville, and that was infrequently as well. But now we're seeing a half a dozen around any restaurant or gas station in our small town. So homelessness is definitely spreading, getting worse. She recommends, if you can help them out through your church or for a food bank, please do it. There you go. There's some boots on the ground. I would love to have some good reports where it's just good reports where we're financially things are improving, but they're not. But please continue the prep. Please continue to get your family in a position where they're going to be able to weather the storm. No one knows how bad this storm could be, but it's better to be prepared for a full financial hurricane. And if it doesn't come, guess what? You're just prepared better in life. Thanks for watching.